Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video today I'm here to share with you guys the knowledge that I've picked up along the years of being a chef and from also being a self-taught special effects makeup artist. I just wanted to tell you guys a few things that I know about gelatin, and I wanted to make this video just as a little dedication to gelatin so you guys can get all the proper and correct information, and so then you guys can go ahead and make it yourself. So if you're not aware of what gelatin is, which is okay because I didn't know what it was before I became a chef either, it is actually made out of demineralized and deodorized animal bones. There are seaweed gelatins that you can purchase, and I'm pretty sure that they would be found in a whole different varieties of supermarkets and grocery stores and stuff like that. Gelatin is quite common in every grocery and supermarket store that I have been to. I'm not too sure about the gelatin that is made out of plant-based or seaweed, but I'm sure that you guys can pick that up somewhere. So if you guys are not vegetarian or vegan and you don't have to worry about that, and if you think that there's nothing else to worry about, I just wanted to inform you guys also that gelatin is made out of pig as well. So that is one of the ingredients inside of gelatin. So if you are a Muslim and you need the gelatin to be halal, they do also stock halal products for the gelatin. So there is halal gelatin. We use halal gelatin at my work in all of the desserts that we use. I'm not too sure if every kitchen does that. So it's really important for you guys to always check that out whenever you go to a restaurant, and especially when you're using it for special effects makeup as well. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys bought the correct gelatin to your situation. So if you guys weren't aware, or if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm also a qualified chef. So I just wanted to let you guys know, throughout the video you will see a few strange little scars and cuts and burns all over my arms in the video, and I just wanted to let you guys know that it's purely because in the middle of a service, when you're running around and you're rushing around and you're a little bit flustered, it's really easy to get burnt or cut. I just wanted to make that very clear for you guys, just in case anyone got worried or something like that. I just wanted to let you guys know. So now that I have all of that out of the way, we can finally get on to the video. So I'm going to show you guys how to make the DIY gelatin. If you're not familiar with it, it's super easy, it's super simple, and it's super duper cheap. It's really great too because it looks so realistic, like it actually looks like your skin because it's a jelly and it sits really nicely on the skin and it looks really great. So I'm going to get into the part where I show you how to make the gelatin, what different types of products you can use, all that type of stuff. I'm also going to show you in this video how to store your gelatin correctly so you can keep it for long-term use. And then of course I'm going to show you guys a little demo as well on the back of my hand, just really roughly so you guys can see how the product moves and it works. I will be filming a lot more videos on it now that I have this video for you guys to watch as a reference on how to make it, store it, and use it. So I'm going to have this video here, and then you can refer back to this one every time whenever I use gelatin in a video if you're not too sure. I'm planning on using it a lot more in my tutorials because it's such a great product. As I said, it's just so freaking cheap and it's fun to use and it's easy to work with. You can create any simple cut out of it. So I hope that you guys all enjoyed this DIY gelatin video and all of the information is helpful to you. Okay guys, so I'm switching to the voiceover part of the video. The first product I'm going to talk to you guys about is obviously gelatin powder. So this is the little tin of gelatin powder that I purchased. I got this from Coles if you're from Australia, but you can find them in any grocery store or supermarket around you. They might not be in the same packaging or the same brand, but it's the same product. I picked this up for about $1.50 or $1.60, so it is quite a cheap product, and that's why I love this so much, because gelatin is so awesome, so versatile, so cheap, and so great to work with. So this is just the first little pot of gelatin if you've never seen what gelatin powder looks like before. The next product I'm going to share with you guys is the little packet sachet form of gelatin. So this is what it looks like here. It's a little bit cheaper than the pot form or the tin form of gelatin, but you don't get as much, and storage wise it's not very good. They come in little paper sachets, and once you rip them open, I don't really know what you're going to do with them, so I would definitely prefer getting the little jar with a lid, but it's totally up to you guys. It's the exact same product, it's just the powder and it's just stored differently. This one's a lot cheaper though. I think I got this for about $1.06 or $1.10. I hate when they do that. The next product I'm talking about is gelatin leaves. Now I wouldn't recommend using this for our tutorial purely because they're mainly for cooking and desserts, because they do need to be melted in a hot liquid, and for this tutorial we're popping all of the liquids in the microwave together, so it doesn't really fit, but they're just fine little sheets of gelatin and they kind of feel like hard plastic, but they melt down to a soft jelly. So that is also an alternative, but I'm not too sure on the ratios, so I wouldn't recommend them. The next product that I'm going to share with you guys is glycerin, and you can pick this up in the baking section of your grocery and your supermarket. So it's near all of the cakes and the icing sugars and stuff like that, which is mainly what it's used for in baking and cakes. So this product is anywhere from about $1 to $1.50. So again, it's very cheap and it's very easy to pick up. If you can't find this product, product, there is also an alternative to this product which I've been using for a while now, which is glycerol, and you can buy this from your local pharmacy, drugstore, chemist, whatever you guys call it. And this product is a little bit more expensive though. It ranges from about $7 to $9, so it's kind of expensive. It's a big difference from $1.50, but if you guys can find it, I do recommend using this over the glycerin. I just prefer it. I don't know why. It's a personal preference. Okay, so now I've gone over the products. I'm going to tell you guys what you need for the actual gelatin recipe. So of course you're going to need some type of gelatin, whether it be in the tin form or the powdered sachet, totally up to you. You're also going to need either glycerin or glycerol. So once you've got one gelatin and one glycerin product, you're also going to need a tablespoon, and we're going to be using that to measure out the ratio of the recipe. We're also going to need some water, which you can get from the tap, is totally fine. And then you're also going to need some microwavable containers. So I've got a mug, which I used in my previous video, and I've just got a little plastic microwavable container which I bought for these videos. So I've got different types of storage methods as well. So this is the products that you're going to need, so just have a really good look at them, and then once you've picked the ones that are right for you, let's get on with the actual recipe. So the first thing that you're going to do in this recipe is take your microwavable container, and you're going to get 2 leveled tablespoons of gelatin powder, and you're just going to pop it straight into the container. Whenever you're doing a recipe that is based off of ratios, obviously it's very important for them to all be the same. So it doesn't really matter if you want to do a heaped tablespoon or a leveled tablespoon, as long as it's all the same, it's totally fine. So I'm then going to go in with some water from the tap, and I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm just going to take, to the best of my abilities, 2 leveled tablespoons of water, which is quite difficult when it's such a thin liquid. After I've done that, I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like. You don't need to mix it up, you kind of just want to let it sit and soak. So this is just the water and the gelatin powder just sitting there comfortably. Then after that, you want to go in with a teaspoon, and I'm taking the glycerin product here, and I'm just going to do 2 leveled teaspoons of glycerin. And at the time I thought this was a good idea for the sake of the video, but you could have just done 1 tablespoon. So you can either do 2 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon of glycerin. Then what you want to do is you want to start mixing this product up, and it's going to be quite thick at first, but when you start mixing it, it's going to get nice and grainy, and it should lighten in color a little. So you're pretty much just creaming the products together. For those of you that ever cream egg whites and stuff like that, you know what I'm talking about. You then want to just clean off your spoon and pop this into the microwave. Now you don't want to heat this product for over 8 seconds, and I'm dead serious when I say this, guys. I obviously just sped up the video a little bit, so that's just actually like 3 or 4 seconds because it's in triple the speed. But as you guys can see, after 8 seconds this is completely fluid, and if you guys give it a nice good mix, you can see the consistency of this product, and you definitely wouldn't want to heat it up for any more than that, because you're going to just burn yourself and you're going to have to wait for it to cool down. So this stuff is quite stinky, it smells quite awful. So I've got a little tip for you guys. You want to go in with any type of a moisturizing cream or any type of a hand cream or something that you have that has a really nice smell or perfume or odor to it. So I'm going in with my Dove that smells like shea butter and vanilla beans, I think, and it just smells so good. So I'm just popping in the tiniest little dot of it, and I'm going to give this a really good mix, and this is just going to make the product smell so good, because literally a few seconds ago it smelled absolutely rank. If you don't apply too much of this moisturizer in there, it's not going to change the consistency or the setting time or anything like that. Next, I'm going to move on to coloring and storage. So if you want to color your product, you can just go in with your usual foundation. I prefer a liquid foundation over anything else, and you just want to pop in a few little drops. Then you just want to take a spatula or a spoon and give that a really good mix. You need to do all of this while it is quite hot, because the more that you mix this product, the quicker it's going to cool down. For storage, the first method I'm going to show you guys is taking an ice tray, and I actually learnt this method off Kiana Jones SFX, so I'm going to leave a few links to some awesome gelatin videos in the description box below, so you guys can check out all the other different choices that you have. So I'm just going to fill both of those up nicely with my little skin tone gelatin mix. After I've done that, I popped it in the fridge for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then you just want to start taking them out. So it was quite hard to get out because they're not ice, they're not liquid, they don't slide out. You've got to kind of pull them out of the little thing. They don't really break though, because they're just kind of like a very firm jelly, as you guys can see here. You get 2 little perfect meltable sizes, I guess you could say. And the best way to store these gelatin is just to pop them in a Ziploc bag, and then of course you can just go ahead and label them as well, which is really awesome. What I love about this method is that they're just in little meltable cubes, so they're just ready for you to pop them into a microwave and just melt. So you'd pop them in a cup or a microwavable container, and then you'd melt them down and use them straight away. So it's really great for if you're going to make it ahead of time. After that, I'm just going to put the date on it, and then I'm just going to label it skin tone gelatin because I popped in some of my foundation. So that is the first method of storing and coloring your gelatin recipe pretty much, and I do prefer this method because it's really awesome for making stuff ahead of time. Okay, so I'm going to talk really quickly about troubleshooting. So if you guys are having any problems with your gelatin not dissolving and not melting correctly in your mix, which is totally fine, and it usually happens when you make such a large batch, the main reason this happens is purely because you haven't mixed it well enough before you popped it into the microwave. So what you want to do here is you want to just take any type of a fine sieve that you have, or any product that you have at home that will do the same thing, and you just want to pour that straight through into your containers, and this is going to catch any of the lumps of the gelatin. This has happened purely because the powder has just sat so close together and it hasn't let any of the liquid in. So now they're these hard, firm pieces of gelatin, and no matter what you do to them, they're not going to melt. So you just need to sieve them out and accept the fact that it happened. It's not going to change the consistency, even though not all of the gelatin is in the recipe. I did test these out and they do work out the exact same, so don't stress about the ratios and stuff like that. So now that I've got my 2 little pots of gelatin, which is just the pure gelatin mix with nothing mixed into them, I'm going to color one of them up as an irritated skin color to suit my skin. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the Ben Nye cream color in the shade Coral, and I'm just going to give that a nice good mix through. It's a grease paint, so it was a little bit harder to break down, so I'm just going to give that a really good mix. Then I'm going to go in with my usual liquid foundation. This is my Maybelline Fit Me, and I actually poured way too much of this in. Again, I just needed to mention, whenever you're doing stuff with ratios, as I said, you don't really want to change the ratios, so try not to add too much product into the actual gelatin mix after it's made. The best thing about gelatin is that there's endless possibilities with it. You could add some gold shimmer eyeshadow into this and you could create gold tears that will set on your face. You could add a dark red color and use it as blood, and that's going to set in place as well. So there's so many possibilities with the coloring that you can actually do to gelatin before or after the liquid has set, which is why I love this product so much, because it's so versatile. And for storage, I'm just going to pop the lids on that go with these little containers, and that's the easiest, quickest way to get them airtight and sealed off. And then you can just pop them in the microwave and melt them down, which is super duper easy. So it's storage and reusing straight away, so there's no messing around. So there's 2 different ways that you can store it. So you can pop it in the little containers, or you can do it in the little cubes, which I find both ways really awesome, so I use both techniques. After that, you guys can go back to your container where you've scraped out your gelatin, and I left my spoon in it, which actually worked out really well. So you can kind of just pull the spoon out, or you can just pick at it and pull the corner out, and it'll all pull out in one big piece like jelly. And once you roll all that back up, you can use this product again, pop it straight back in the container and melt it down, which is why I love this product again, because it is just so reusable, which is so great for the price as well. Okay, so now it's that time of the video where I show you guys a really quick demo on how to use your gelatin. So I'm going in with the skin tone gelatin that just has a little bit of my foundation in it, and what I'm doing here is taking the tiniest little blob and spreading that out to as thin as I possibly can on the back of my hand. You don't really have much working time with gelatin, so you just want to really quickly smooth it out to as thin as you possibly can. Then once you've got that, literally a few seconds later, you can go in and you can start to scrape it and pull it and make all these nice cuts and indents in the gelatin. Once you've indented all the gelatin, you want to let it set for like another 30 seconds to a minute. After you've done that, you want to go in with some type of a neutral set, a baby powder, a translucent powder, and you want to dust that generously over the top. This is going to get rid of all of the shine. So as you guys can see, all of that shine is instantly gone, and it immediately looks like skin. I did this in about a minute, and it looks so realistic. It looks like my skin because I've colored it correctly. It's a super thin layer and it's super movable. As you guys can see, it's stretchy, it's jelly, it actually looks like skin. So now it's time to give this a really quick color for you guys as well. So I'm going to go in with that coral color from Ben Nye, and I'm just going to pop that kind of all over the place, and I'm just going to tap that out with my finger, and this is just going to give a nice irritated skin look. So it's going to look like the skin is all sore, almost infected, because it's got a massive gash in it. So once I've blended all of that away, I'm going to go in with a maroon color, and I'm going to use this to deepen up the cuts. Just really running through this quite quickly, because if you guys watch a lot of special effects videos, you usually know the drill on how to make a simple cut. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to quickly extend out the edges as well from where the gelatin ends to make it look like it's tapering off into the skin. I'm then going in with some theatrical blood, which I just purchased, which is my new favorite, and it's such a good color because it looks really realistic. So I'm just going to be applying that really deep into the very deep parts of the cut, and then because it's such a good color when you smudge it out, it's got that yellow brown that blood actually has to it when you have a cut or something like that. So what I'm doing here is I'm kind of just smudging it all over the place. That's going to give it more of a messy look, more of a realistic look, and if you've got a good brand of fake blood, that's kind of what makes the cut, which is what I've realized, which is why I've kind of changed what type of blood that I use now. So hopefully my tutorials in the future are going to be a lot more realistic now that I have this brand of blood. So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of adding blood in random places and smudging it out. So as you guys can see, I literally created this wound in under 3 minutes. It looks super realistic. I'm so proud of it. Gelatin is definitely my new favorite thing to work with, and I'm definitely going to be making a lot more videos on it. So if you guys try out any of my looks, I've also been forgetting to tell you, please tag me on Instagram because I would just absolutely love to see it. If you guys love this gelatin recipe, please give this video a very, very big thumbs up because it helps me out a lot. And I also have a Facebook page if you guys wanted to head on over to that and also give that a thumbs up for behind the scenes stuff as well. So that's it everyone, that is the end of my video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this little information and recipe video about gelatin. I hope you guys learned a whole bunch of new stuff today, and if there's anything that I didn't cover that you want to know, please ask me in the comments below and I will get back to you. Other than that, I just wanted to say I thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate you all so much for recreating my tutorials. You guys don't even know what it means to me when I wake up in the morning with 50 people that have recreated my tutorials overnight. It just makes me so happy, and I print screen the majority of them. I've got so many folders on my laptop, on my phone, just all you guys recreating my work. It just makes me so happy just to look at them and to just think that I've inspired you all, because you guys truly inspire me. So I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day or night wherever it is you are, and have fun with your gelatin recipe. Bye guys, see you later. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So happy new year. I hope you guys are all enjoying my first tutorial of the year. So I decided to do Cordelia, obviously from American Horror Story, when she